We're driving around in the woods today because we are going to collect some wild medicinals that are growing all over the place here. If that is something that you are interested to, make sure that you tune in for some of our previous and future videos, because we're going to be talking about this quite a bit. It's one of my passions. I like to go out and find plants and medicinals as well as edible plants for myself, for my family, for the animals as well. And you would be surprised how many usable plants are growing all over the place that you can either collect in your own backyard or just on the side of the road, honestly. Living in the middle of the woods really has a lot of good attached to it. I love to go out in the woods and find new things. I have an app that I use to make sure that I identify plants correctly, because the last thing we want to do is collect things that are going to hurt us in the end, which is always possible when you're collecting from the wild. So make sure that you identify plants correctly. It's not hard to do, you just need to pay attention, and there's plenty of apps out there that you can download to do that with. If you have paid attention at all throughout the 2020 crisis that we had worldwide, then there was a lot of talk about natural things that you can do to boost your immune system. And one of them is elderberry. So I'm sure you have heard about it. It is common all over the world, and you can collect it wild. You can grow it in your garden. It's very much an easy plant to grow. It really grows everywhere. If you don't have it in your garden, pay attention on the side of the road, because there are plenty of elderberry bushes everywhere down here in the south, and they really spread all over the world in all kind of climate zones. So all you need to do is pay a little bit of attention. You'll typically find them on the side of the road in a lot of places, in ditches close to the water typically, because they really like water. And what we're going to do today is we're going to harvest some elderflowers, and we have harvested some elderberry cuttings earlier this year that we have now planted in our garden. I found a treasure at the end of our driveway. Check it out. Oh, I gotta turn the camera, don't I? Hang on. See this? You know what that is? Elderberry. And the whole end of the driveway is lined with this. As a reminder, when you are harvesting wild plants and when you are harvesting from the wild, be sure to leave some behind for the birds and the bees and the deer and the tree and the bush as well. So you want to make sure that you leave at least 2/3 of what you can potentially harvest behind, so that you leave enough for the tree or the bush and the pollinators to be able to grow more in the future. So make sure you don't take everything away from Mother Nature. Leave her some leftovers So typically, as a rule of thumb, you want to stick with about 1/4 to 1/3 of what is available to harvest that you can take along, leave the rest alone. All of this is in our back or front yard, basically, because we live out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. These right here, these are going to be beauty berries. So I'll show you a close-up in a minute, but they are developing really nicely. These are all over the place, up and down the road. And I'll leave a link to the video that I made last year about collecting beautyberry and making some jam with it. I want to try harvesting a bunch of leaves this year as well, because supposedly it's a great deterrent for mosquitoes, and I'm gonna take some cuttings and root some in my garden as well. When you're out foraging and you get hungry, there's blackberries. Now check out what else we have right here. We've got wild onions. So we can collect these as well and plant them in our garden. One of the things I always carry with me now are clippers, so that if I see something that I would like to take a cutting off, I have the right tools. Cut myself. Onwards we go. However, another thing that I'm trying to collect today, and I need to see if I can reach it or if I need a ladder for this, is mimosa. I know you guys have seen it. That tree literally grows everywhere, and it's got these fluffy pink white flowers on it. It's beautiful, and it's actually considered invasive because it's not local to here. It's another imported plant from Asia, and so it is considered invasive because it does take space away from the native shrubbery. However, I do need to say I do love it, and I'm gonna try to root some of the mimosa as well, and I'm going to collect some flowers and see if I can get some bark as well, because mimosa is actually known as the happiness tree, and it has medicinal properties that are used in antidepressants. Who knew? Now we know. And we are going to collect some of that as well and prepare some tincture and some tea from it. So I'm really excited about that as well. Mimosa tree, where you at? Mimosa. There's a bunch of beautyberries. All right, here we go. Look at that. Now check this out. There's mimosa everywhere. You see these little fans? That's a mimosa tree, but this one doesn't really have any flowers on it. So we're gonna move on. Check it out. See it? Oh, so pretty. We did harvest a little bit of the mimosa, not really enough to make much worth of it, so I need to find some more mimosa trees. They are plentiful around here. I just need to find them on the side of the road and collect some more blooms so that I can make some tea and some tincture with it, because I need a lot of it to actually make something worthwhile. But again, please be sure to leave blooms on the tree. Don't harvest everything off of the tree, so that you can leave some food behind for the birds and the bees. I don't know what you think about when you think about food forest, but when I think about food forest, I think about, well, food in the forest. And so far, we have run into plenty of berries and medicinals that I'm super excited about. And I'm gonna share everything with you and everything that we're making out of these plants. So far on our lot, we have found blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, dewberries. We have harvested a bunch of mushrooms last year. This is about the time that we should have them come back up. We just need some rain. I need some rain to move through, and if you see the sky, we're supposed to have some storms come through. So hopefully it'll rain a bunch so that the mushrooms will come up, because I really want to collect chanterelles again like last year. I love cooking with them. Their taste is amazing. Chip won't eat them, but the kids and I will. So I'm looking forward to collecting chanterelles again. I would love to hear what kind of mushrooms you run into in your neck of the woods, because I love to go out there and collect stuff. So let me know what you find in your neck of the woods, in the backwoods, or wherever you collect, and let me know what you cook with them.